What's up, world? Welcome to a new episode of the BrandonJaneauShow, Underdog to Success podcast interview edition. As like always, shout out to my family at Cultural TV Podcast for another amazing artist that they sent me tonight. Man. Tell them where they can find all your amazing music, where they can find you on social media, where they can find just everything you're doing, man.
Well, right now I am currently working on two EPs that are going to be released on all platforms a little later this fall. I have one that is all live instrument hip hop that's produced by Chris Castelli out of Chicago. Kid's a musical genius. He played pretty much every instrument on it except for the horns. And then I also have another project that I've been doing with Charlie Otto out of Milwaukee, who's been making a lot of beats for me. I've been recording that one up by him. That's more like a trap style studio, a lot of 808s, heavy bass, good stuff. And I also have a track that is going to be coming out real soon with the Trip Brothers, who are more of an EDM, a glitch hop style group out of the Quad Cities. We've performed with them a couple times at summer camp for the last 2 years. It's been absolutely fantastic. So right now I don't have too much that's out there to get. So you got to come to the show if you really want to see it. You're going to want to hear it. But it will be coming out soon. If you come, you will definitely want to check it out. Saturday, I am planning on probably bringing some merch too. Got some shirts, a couple different logos. This is my guy right here, my little plush. That's IROC. That's his butt crack because he's all over it. I got all kinds of stuff, man. So all about promoting, trying to be positive. Seeing there's a lot of other dope artists on this show Saturday. From hearing it on the radio station, a lot of guys I haven't met yet, so I'm real excited to see them too. This is gonna be a good time. I haven't performed a straight hip hop show since before COVID, so it'll be nice. I've been doing a lot of electronic shows. I do a lot of freestyle shows over drum and bass. So I just keep myself busy.
Definitely, man. What got you into music? What made you like say, you know what, man, this is what I want to do with my life? Music.
Oh, man, well, I'm a lot older than these kids, so I grew up, and just as a kid, I loved everything about it. I was that little kid walking around with fat laces in his Adidas. First tape I ever remember buying was Run DMC's Greatest Hits, and then LL Cool J, I Can't Live Without My Radio. I mean, that's the stuff that got me into it. And when I was a kid, I was in a breaking and popping crew. I mean, we would go out and pop all the time, and oh man, I've been all about it since I was like 6.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's an interesting take on it, man. Because I wouldn't say you're older than everybody on the list, but I'm pretty sure you could probably bond with a lot more of them people that you think. They probably know some things, But
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Most of the guys I've had with at shows are, they're all in their 20s, and they're still into what I do. When you got bars, it translates.
that's all that matters. That's all that
You know,
matters.
you got bars, you got a flow. If you can catch a beat, man, I always tell people I don't care. I'll rhyme over Dave Matthews Band, man. You give me whatever. If it's got a beat to it, I'll get it.
Yeah. What was it about music that made you say, man, this is different? You could have done sports, you could have done like, other shit, but there was like, nah, music is like that thing. What drew you to that particular set of skill? Music.
Well, music, I was always drawn to. The first time I got on stage, I used to do a lot of different. I started out over some electronic music, then started doing a lot of battles. And first battle I went to, I ended up taking second in Chicago in the All City Battle. And I was like, all right, this may be something here, and started doing it more and more. And just the rush you get, it's weird because in most situations, I'm a relatively quiet guy, pretty shy. Don't really, talk to too many people. But you get me on stage with a mic and a beat, and I ain't gonna shut up. And coming from more of an old school, a lot of the songs that just had meaning to them, and that's something that always got me. Like I remember the first time I heard Nas's remix of Thug's Mansion after Pac had died. And Nas came out, I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. And then when Pac's voice came out, it literally brought tears to my eyes. I was like, man, it hits you. You know, the emotion in there, I love everything about it, man. You use your emotions, your vocabulary. I've always had a good vocabulary. When I was in grade school for detention, our teachers would make us memorize poems, and I used to get in detention all the time. And now I'm looking back, and it's like, man, that actually really helped me out because I could memorize my shit pretty quick.
Yeah, it's like, well, damn.
Yeah,
I
thank
use
you. I
that shit
appreciate
now.
it.
Thank you.
You
Yeah,
know,
like, that wasn't that bad, I guess.
it was a punishment at the time, but now I look back, I was like, that was just training, man. That's all that was.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good thing, though. That's a interesting thing. So you have more of a range on what music has become than a
Yes.
lot of other people, and that's a massive thing because as an artist, you gotta know the history of what you're doing.
Yes.
So when you think about how far you've come in this music shit, like how do you feel about the way music was when you was like you said when you were young to now how you are looking at music now as you are physically in it? How
I
do you
mean,
feel about it?
to me, the talent has been there and it always will be there. It's a matter of what is promoted to the masses. Back in the
Mm,
day, what was promoted to the masses were the most talented MCs that would break it down. Rakim would never make it today. And that is a shame because he's one of the best that ever did it.
mm.
But they wouldn't push that. He's too smart. You know, people they don't want to hear that. You know, why do you think that people like you know, Sage Francis and guys like that and Immortal Technique, you know, MCs like that, really great vocabularies, you know, deep thought, they don't get the promotion. You know, everyone wants to pop bottles and talk about chains. No one wants to talk about anything of any depth. And there's people out there that do talk about it, but they don't push it to the radio because they just assume people won't want to hear it. And that's a shame. That's why you spend most of your time finding good music just like on Spotify and things like that. SoundCloud, all those other ones, just to look for different artists. I even scrape through Canada for people, man. You got like Mercules and Classified up there. You got to go and find it, man. It's everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's because I recorded a podcast last night about how the summer has no real hit. Like, it's no real album that I can really listen to this
Nope.
summer. It's not really a song that I can really remember this summer that took over. I'm like, the summer kind of sucked where music was concerned
Yeah.
because it was a terrible summer. It wasn't even like some real music out. It was, and
Yeah.
this is literally the first time I've ever had that happen in my life where the summer wasn't really compacted by a particular artist. It was like
Yeah.
there's not only is there no like mixed match artists, there's like no artists at all. Like this shit is really bad, and I think that's kind of why the summer is kind of a little bit like it was a Debbie Downer a little bit in a sense. Because
Yeah.
there wasn't really a song artist or anything that made you feel like okay, this is the summer.
Yeah. Exactly. No, and I mean, when I think of, you know, summer tracks, every year there's throughout most of my life, there's always been, you know, one or two that you're just like,
Mhm.
oh yeah, you know, from, you know, it
Mhm.
was a good day, from Cube, you know, going back to, you know, Will Smith, Summertime,
Mhm.
you know, that's the classic, you know, even coming into Nelly and, you know, some of the newer Lil Wayne and, you know, they always had bangers. And this summer it's been lacking. I think a lot of that has to do with everyone's just making singles. Like when I was telling people I'm planning on doing two EPs, they're like, "Why aren't you dropping a single?" I'm like, "Because I want to put out two EPs." Everyone's just doing singles. Nobody comes up with like a cohesive album anymore. It's rare. You know, now you'll just see, oh, they're dropping a couple songs here and there. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy it, but there was nothing like going in when you were a kid and you finally save up enough money to buy that CD and you put that thing in and you play that thing from track 1 to the secret track at the end after track 13 plays for like 4 minutes of silence, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, that was a journey, man. It was great.
Yeah, it feels like this summer. This, like I said, this is the first time in my life that I've ever remembered a summer with no real big hit or no real big album that made you feel like, okay, this was the summer. Like this was
Yeah,
made the summer. It didn't feel like that at all. It felt like holy shit. And I think also the problem with music right now is that talking about albums, I said this last night. Matter of fact, I was like, I'm tired of artists giving me 33 songs on a fucking album when you don't even have really 33 songs to give me 33 fucking songs. You're giving
yes,
me fillers. You're giving me songs
yes.
that you kind of liked, you kind of fucked with, and you was like, all right,
Mm-hmm.
I'll put that shit on there. Like, it's not like a real album, and you just said it. Like,
Right.
there's no real consistency with albums anymore. And I feel like, give me back the 14 songs. Like, just give me a
Yeah,
14 song album, and we good. We can go on about
right.
our business. I live my life. You did your album. We are good. Like,
Yep.
I miss that. I want that so bad. And everybody, either you do a double feature or you just do 30 damn songs. It's like, I don't need a deluxe album. Just give me the best
No.
songs you got, and we can figure
Yeah,
the shit out
that's
later.
why I'm doing two EPs, and I decided to do two separate because the live instrument, they don't, it doesn't, the live instrument is more jazzy, funky type stuff, and then the beats with Charlie Otto are much more like trap style beats, and it doesn't really intermingle. It's two totally different
No.
styles.
It,
It'd be
it,
like going to a show. It'd be a great show, don't get me wrong, in my opinion, to see like a Tribe Called Quest with Lil Wayne, but not everyone's gonna
that
dig
would be a
that.
dope. That would be a dope ass show.
But
That would
not everyone's
be.
gonna dig that. Not everyone likes both
Yeah.
of those styles.
True.
I've
True.
found that at
True.
some shows, the live instrument stuff, the older crowd tends to dig it a little more.
Yeah.
And then when it gets into the trap stuff, you see the young guys getting more rowdy.
Yeah.
And it's like
And
when you're at a show, you want that energy. So you
yeah.
kind of do like
I,
one, like for this show Saturday, I'm doing one of the live instrument ones. I'm doing two of the trap style, and then I'm doing my one with the Trip Brothers, hopefully. Because I got it as a wave file. I'm hoping that the DJ is able to play a wave. If not, I'm doing three of Charlie Otto's and just the one live one, just because it's still a pretty funky live one. I think the people will like that one to start it off.
that's an interesting take on it because it's like as I'm getting older, I am loving more of the live. Like I love beats with real instruments in it. I don't want
Mm-hmm.
the tap 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 shit all the time. I can hear that shit 100 million times. I know those songs already, but
Yeah.
like when you hear the piano, when you hear the guitar
Mm-hmm.
riff, you hear the saxophone or something that
Yeah.
like is this motherfucker playing a kazoo? When the fuck did he get a kazoo?
Exactly.
Shit like you be like, motherfucker playing on a kazoo? What the fuck is that? Like how the fuck he got a kazoo? You would be surprised and be like, that show's fire. Like I didn't expect a kazoo to come out of nowhere. Like that shit. But that's the difference. And I think as I'm getting older, I am starting to like those live instruments more because it's like that's a real beat.
Yeah.
That's the difference. I think because it's actually somebody physically had to go put that shit together and
Yeah.
physically record that and then put it in the song. Like that's some hard shit to do nowadays. You get that more of a credit to the
Yeah,
artist.
absolutely. Yeah, I mean, when I see my buddy Chris putting these beats together, I mean, he literally is sitting there. So he's mainly started with his guitar, so most of it'll start guitar based, and then he'll pull out his bass. And he basically told me because he's in a few bands and they hadn't been doing much since Corona, and he's like, you know what? He's like, I know you're doing stuff, and I know I did your beats. He's like, I'm gonna start buying some loopers and we're gonna do live PA where he'll be out there with the guitar, the bass, and literally be making the beat while I'm performing. And I'm like, if you want to do that, dude, nobody's doing that. Not in hip hop. I'm like, if you want to do that, I am 100% down. I will even buy you some of the equipment. Let's go.
That's just but we need that more now, right? Don't you
Yep.
think like music is starting to get back to the stagnant part where everybody's just doing the usual shit to get by?
Yep.
And I'm starting to realize that's music right now. I don't think, and I hate when people say, "Oh, the sound of music is getting trashed or whatever the case may be." I feel like we're in a musical place right now where it's consistently aware,
Yeah.
where it's like we could like what type of records are gonna sell and the type of songs that's gonna get you publicity and what's gonna make you stay relevant. So you're
Yep.
not gonna push the envelope. And I think that's the problem because there's too
Yep.
many motherfuckers that are just consistently aware that this is just what I gotta do to stay relevant.
Yeah.
That's the problem with music right now. Do you feel like way too, or do you think that it's something different?
No, 100%. 100% people are playing it safe. No one wants to get canceled. And it's just like, you know what? I'm a be vanilla ice cream all the way down. No one's got a problem with vanilla ice cream. It's not too many
Nobody.
people's favorite, but everyone will take a scoop.
Yeah. That's it. That's it. Yeah, because it's kind of that, man. You really start to realize, like, wow, I wish more people would actually take more of a risk, and I wish more people would do live instruments, because that shit would actually make more sense for why the music industry is so stale. Because I did a show called I got a show called The Panel, and I was talking to all of my people in the podcast world, and we were talking about music, and we were talking about why we feel like music is getting stale right now, or why it's not really progressing and they said something that was interesting. It was like the thing about music is it goes back. It doesn't go forward. It
Yeah.
goes back. So when it needs something to re-energize it, it goes back,
Yeah.
which is live music, because
Yeah.
that's kind of live instruments, live pr- production, and that's what kind of makes music kind of now where I think that's what music is going to be going back to soon. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, I'm hoping so. Actually, it was, I think, about 2 weeks ago. Classified, who's a rapper from Canada, he's a MC and producer, makes really nice beats, and he's done songs with Snoop Dogg. He's popular, a lot more popular than I am. I'll tell you that. I know who he is. He don't know who I am. So I give him mad props. But he actually just released an acoustic album,
Mm.
and it was like 12 songs, and it was amazing. I was like, that is so cool. He's got some acoustic stuff that's it's just really chilled and just good content. Is good stuff. And I'd love to see it go that way because it's totally different. I mean, performing in front of a DJ is cool, where they're just putting your beat on. But when you got that live band there, man, you vibe with those guys. Like, and we had performed live a few times before COVID. We had a drummer, keyboard, guitar, bass, and a horn player there. And I mean, I got my cordless mic. I'm walking around stage, getting everyone their shine. Piano player's got his little solo. I'm just right over by him, getting everyone hyped. It was a party up there, man. The end of the track, I had the last line was just like, Castelli, rock the beat. I am out. Good night. And I hang the mic up and I walk off, and they jammed for like 5 more minutes, and the place was just blowing up.
That's good. That's what music is in its
Yeah.
essence. In its
Yeah.
essence is that it really has no jurisdiction on what a genre it is. It's just
Yeah.
whatever music is. Music is music. That's what's supposed to be good music.
Yeah.
That's what music is supposed to be. Um, if you could collab with any artist right now, like who's the artist that you would love to collab with? Old school, new school,
Oh man,
dead live.
there's
You know,
so many, but just because I've heard some of the new heat he's been dropping, and I'm just mind blown, I would have to say KRS-One.
legend.
Yes, and the new stuff he's been dropping, oh man, is it good? That
Legend.
that is someone. That's the teacher, man. Knowledge reigns supreme over nearly everybody. And
Yeah.
I've seen some videos with him, going up on people freestyling on the street, and he just seems like such a down to earth, just real dude. It's just like, man, I think that would be amazing.
Yeah.
And
I'm
just
gonna
to
put
be
it
able
on.
to talk about, I mean, how many people he's rapped with, I mean, how many legends that guy shared the stage with, the stories. I could sit there and listen to that guy for days.
he is the book. That is the book.
Yeah,
If you really want to know like true lyricism and how to push it forward, that's the
yeah.
book. Like let's be real. Like that's the temple.
Yeah,
So,
he
so
was everything, man. He was
yeah.
controversial. He was positive. He was, whatever it needed, whatever he could go from, a battle song, the bridge is over, to, just building people up, building up the community. And I think that's amazing. That's the power of hip hop, man. It can go every way.
Yeah.
It can show love, it can show hate. You never, man. What do you want to show? We can put a beat to that, and we can make it enhance that mood.
Definitely, man. Definitely, man. Well, I know you just got off, man, so I'm gonna let you go enjoy the rest of your night, man. I appreciate you doing this with me, man. I appreciate that. Tell them one more time where they can find you on social media or any platform your music is on, man, and tell them what they can do it all. Go ahead, man.
I'm on Instagram. It's RocThePartyMonster at Instagram. You see a lot of me and a whole lot of this guy. He has all kinds of adventures, makes all kinds of friends on the road. He does all types of stuff, man. Check him out. He's going to be even way bigger than me because he's much cuter. I'm on Instagram, Facebook. I'm Ryan Flynn under my own name. I'm Ryan out of Chicago. Nice and simple. You can hit me up anytime, messages. If you're looking for an MC, looking for someone to come freestyle, blow your mind, I'm your guy.
Man, thank you, man. I appreciate this interview, man. I hope you enjoy the rest of your night and kill it Saturday, man.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem, man. Have a good night, man.
You too. Take care.
You too, man.
Bye.
Bye.